Buddha's warm greetings. In this session, we are going to see yet another important skill, which is the record for any manager, is about the time management and prioritization. Time is money. People say that. Likewise, in an organization, if the managers would like to achieve the organization goals successfully, they have to manage the time more effectively because everything is being counted based on the time. So in that case, when you want to manage your people, when you want to make them to work, when you want to manage them efficiently and effectively, the time management skill is very important for the managers. So how managers can develop their time management skill? Here we are going to see some of the 10 tips. Though there are many strategies, there are though many techniques are there, these 10 tips can help a manager to develop the time management skill. So let us see one by one what are the tips and strategies involved in time management and prioritization. So it is one thing the manager should keep it in mind that, right? So he has to believe himself first. He has to give the positive talk about that is he is good at the time management. Suppose if you are into this management career, you should have that particular positive self-affirmation that you are the person who could be able to manage the time very wisely. Always try to give such affirmative statements like I'm excellent in time management. I manage my time well. I am good at time management. I use my time very well. So when you repeatedly give such affirmation, and definitely automatically you'll be put into a mind framework where you will have the belief that you are the one person who could able to manage your time very well. In case in the if you are lacking in some aspects also, such affirmation will help you to come back again from that negative situation too. Right. So that is the one thing. If at all you want to master the time management skill, first you have to have a positive mindset in your mind that you are good at managing the time. Then only it is very much possible that you will not feel any regret, you will not feel any sort of a negative thought. Suppose something goes wrong. So that is the first tips that any manager should develop, inculcate the positive mind framework in their time management skill. And the second thing is about the first 30 minutes of every day, he has to plan. Right? So it can be in the organization setup, or even if you want the managing time personally, the morning time, it is the people call it as a golden hour of the day. So that is the first day you'll be much more fresh and you have a complete framework where you are heading towards, what are your goals, other things and all. So just we have to put it across and we have to plan it. Take the first 30 minutes of every day to plan the day and don't start the day until you complete your time plan. The most important time of your day is the time you schedule time. It's very important, right? So what are the things that has to be done? What are the tasks to be completed and what are things to be shared, delegated, what to be made. So everything. So all the entire day's plan has to be made the first hour itself. That it's called as the golden hour. And you have to have a complete to-do list. Right? So that manager should be able to keep a separate list of activities to be carried out. You may say that okay, we are good at keeping it in mind and executing the activities. But think is that only when you have the to-do list, you are able to easily monitor. So what is your commitment, what are what things you are supposed to complete, and what are the deadlines. Everything you should be able to do it without many distractions or deviation. So appointment books always gives you the best result, and the manager should schedule the appointments by himself, and he has to schedule if the exact deadline, right? So when the work has to start and when the work has to finish it up. Even in fact, the to-do list when you are planning for this, I mean, when you are planning for scheduling the time, you should keep it in mind three different things. One is the performance time, second one is the buffer time, the third one is the break time. Because you cannot have all the hours to be much more productive and you cannot leave you cannot think that everything will go as per the plan also. Sometimes any contingency may occur, or sometimes some unexpected things also may occur. So for all these things you should have say a complete track, a complete plan for it. So when you're keeping ready with your to-do list, and definitely at the end of the day you can see that most of the tasks are completed as per your plan. So the to-do list is very important. and there a model to-do list is being given here right from the time when you wake up, right? So it's not that as a manager your time starts only by 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, right? But it starts from even from when you just wake it up. When you want to be more professional in your profession too, then you have to plan your personal life also. That's a till you, I mean, from the time you wake up till you go bed, you have to have a complete to-do list so that you could able to achieve the, I mean, what are the tasks you have come with that can be achieved very easily and effectively. Again, the fourth tips is all about the sixth concept. In a sense, though there are so many works out there, but prioritization is more important. So you have to just identify what are the crucial elements that you have to focus immediately, right? So there may be some routine, job may be there. That means routine work can be there, or there can be some work that can be delegated to others also, right? So in that case, you should be able to prioritize which job you are supposed to go by yourself, and you have to prioritize which is the most important, second important, third important, fourth important. And as a manager, when you want to manage the time perfectly, you should be able to add these crux areas. Right? So just I have given for success concept, but sometimes it may go for another 2 to 3 points also, or 2 to 3 important tasks also. Sometimes we confine only with the 4 or 5 also, but you should be able to identify 6 important tasks that you are supposed to complete on that particular day that you have to go for. So such a practice will help you to I will help you to improve your time management skill, and you can effectively use your time accordingly. Then, as I said, always you have to have some, buffer time in your schedule. In the sense, as I said earlier, your execution is not depends alone. I mean, it depends on you alone. It also depends others also, other situation also. Sometimes the situation may not cooperate. Sometimes the people may not cooperate, and it may not be possible for us to carry out one particular task within the stipulated time what we have planned. In that time, in that situation, we have to have a buffer time. So this buffer time is the time where we are just giving some extra time for to complete one particular job. For example, a task A is supposed to be completed within 1 hour, but you're also having a time duration of, for example, from 10 to 11 o'clock, you plan to do this thing. Sometimes if something goes wrong, for example, you are planning to meet another fellow colleague, or there is a power meeting is there. Sometimes the meeting may get extended, or the person who was supposed to come for the meeting maybe they may be late for the meeting, right? So in that case, so there must be a buffer time for 11 to 11:30 in order just to make this meeting more effective. If you are not keeping the buffer time, instead, again, if you are planning for 11 to 12 for another meeting, definitely you cannot, effectively carry this meeting also, and you cannot be more productive in the next the task also, because since you are not kept any buffer time for the first activity. For each and every activity, depending upon the nature of the activity, you have to give a buffer time for each and every activity. That will help you. Suppose if it is being completed in time, for suppose to utilize the buffer time also, you should have a separate plan. That is a different thing. Suppose if everything goes as per the plan, the buffer time should not go waste. So in that sense, you have to have a separate plan for buffer time if it is the time is extra. But in that case, something goes wrong, and this buffer time strategy will help you to just finish up the task and go to the consider the second task. Of course, it will make you to be more realistic in managing your time. So this is the next thing. And again, always try to focus on the strengths, right, rather than looking onto the some weaker aspects, or what you cannot do, what you may not be more comfortable. So instead of wasting time on that, you can just go for outsourcing. So you could be able to work it on whatever things is possible for you, and what are the things what is it you feel more comfortable, or you are very much competent to do that, right? So that focal area, key result area, you must focus on in your scheduling. Right? So when you devote time for that crux, or when you devote time for that core area where you alone can focus on, definitely your time management will be much more good. Okay, so it is. Please understand that it is not possible to get everything is done right by yourself. So that you have to think of it, right? And another strategy is about using the mobile phones during the let's say for working hours, or even the in our productive time or productive period. In the sense, when you use this the smartphone, and the ringtones or the calls or messages, they may continuously interrupt us. We may think that okay, it is a matter of 1 minute or 2 minutes to go through the message or to answer the call to with that. But there is a pre-effect and post-effect, right? It's not only the during, the exact realistic effort. The after calling, attending a message or something, no, your focus, your attention may be deviated, may be distracted, even because of the message what you have read or what you have attended, right? So this situation definitely, though we may think that for 2 to 3 minutes after for each and every call, suppose we are getting some 20, 25 calls, or we are just looking into the smartphone for 20 to 25 minutes, then post that if you are wasting from 2 to 3 minutes, think of it more than an hour, more than 2 hours, or nearly 2 hours will be wasting only with the post effect of this messages and because we attended it. So we are not noticing this, we take this as a part of our life, but still to be more productive, try to have a separate time for this answering the calls. This is apart from the business we are talking about. Right? If your business is only to talk only through smart calls, that you can use it. But beyond our business, calls or beyond our business transactions, if something comes as a personal needs, then you have to have a separate time to deal with, to answer with all these calls, and you have to have a mindset to go only for that. And but beyond that time, or apart from that time, you have to keep away from the smartphone. This is the another time management skill that you have to keep it in mind. And again, the same thing with the social media too. So we may have a lot of distractions with the social media that we have to see that only if it is useful for our business, for our personal growth, then you can very well use it. If it is not so, it's only for entertainment means that you have to keep away, stand away if at all you want to improve your time management related skill. And the thing is that Zen. So being a Zen in your work or whatever you do in your commitment is also an important aspect in the time management skill. Being mindful, right? So being mindful. So it's not a mindful, but it's a mindful in the sense what I'm right now doing. I have to focus on that. Okay, I have to live in the present. Okay, so what is the task in my time? What I'm supposed to do. So your total focus, your 100% effort, so focus should be focused on that particular task. What is it in time? Right? So instead of thinking of what we are going to do again, what we are going to do next, or what we are going to do in future, and what we have been done, worrying about what we have done in the past, all the things will definitely destroy our time. Right? So focusing more on the task in hand, the situation, the time, what we are doing right now will help us to manage our time more perfectly. So living in present is more crucial. So that is the next step we have to keep it in mind. And the last tip, what we want to suggest is it is a 1 minute principle, Kaizen, continuous improvement. Okay, it is not that everything can be mastered in a single day, right? But every minute, every one single improvement, 1% improvement will help us a lot many for us. So in time management also, right? So whatever things we want to do it, okay, whether it is a difficult task or and there is a famous quote is that eat that frog. So whatever be the difficult task, try to focus on the task first and complete it. And second, priority, third priority, that's all you can just go for it. But anything you can easily occur if you could able to spend at least 1 minute, 1 minute on the particular task. Slowly, you could be able to bring it up the results for each and every category, and definitely when it is accumulated, you can see enormous result over it. Okay, so these are the 10 tips that a manager can uh, practice so that he can be more productive in managing their time. Hope you could have got this all these 10 tips will be helpful to you. And if you have any other inputs or any comments or things, you just message in the inbox, and that will be promptly attended by the subject matter experts. We'll see another concept in the next class. And thanks for watching this video. Happy learning. Thank you.